Life has a way of testing you at the exact moment you feel least prepared. The challenges you face don't always make sense. The obstacles don't always feel fair. And the weight you carry doesn't always feel deserved. But hear this clearly, you were not placed on this earth by accident. You were created for this. Every gift inside you, every ability you haven't discovered yet, every moment that tried to break you, they were shaping you, refining you, preparing you. You arrived on this earth intentionally. There is purpose behind your existence, even if life tried to convince you otherwise. The fact that you're still here means your story is still unfolding. Some of your strengths are hidden beneath fear, doubt, or past pain. As you grow, these gifts begin to surface, revealing abilities you never knew you had. You are not here by coincidence, chance, or random alignment. Your existence is not a mistake, and your presence on this earth is not accidental. Long before you doubted yourself, long before life made you question your worth, and long before anyone spoke negativity over your identity, a purpose was already written inside you. You were designed with intention, with thought, with meaning. Nothing about you is random. Every part of who you are, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, your struggles, your flaws, your dreams was formed with purpose. Even the parts you don't fully understand yet are leading you somewhere. Even the experiences that hurt you shaped something essential in your character. Even the people who came and went played a role in building you into the person you're becoming. The world might have tried to convince you that you're insignificant. Maybe someone dismissed you. Maybe someone treated you like you were replaceable. Maybe life made you feel invisible. But those moments do not define your value. The truth is, your existence carries weight. Your presence matters. There are lives you will touch, paths you will influence, and moments you will shift simply because you are here. You were meant to be born in this generation, in this time, in these circumstances. You weren't late. You weren't early. You arrived exactly when you were supposed to. And every challenge you've faced up to this point has been shaping you into someone who can handle exactly what lies ahead. You are not an accident. You are a deliberate creation placed here with purpose, with potential, and with a mission only you can fulfill inside you. There are abilities, strengths, and talents that you haven't even tapped into yet. You are deeper, richer, and more capable than the world has seen so far. The things you've accomplished up to this moment are only a small preview of what you're truly capable of. There are gifts within you that are waiting for the right season, the right challenge, the right opportunity to reveal themselves. Some gifts stay hidden because life never taught you how powerful you really are. Others stay undiscovered because fear has been louder than confidence. And many remain buried because you've been too busy surviving to realize how much potential you're carrying. But just because you haven't seen those gifts does not mean they don't exist. They live inside you, waiting to be awakened. Your greatest strengths often show up in the moments you least expect. When pressure builds, when life gets heavy, when you're forced into situations you never imagined, that's when hidden abilities rise to the surface. You'll surprise yourself with how strong you can be, how creative you can become, how resilient you truly are. You'll look back and wonder, I didn't know I could do that. That's because you were designed with layers of greatness that unfold over time. Some of your gifts are connected to your passion, but many are connected to your pain. The things you've been through have shaped instincts, insights, and wisdom that others don't have. Your experiences have carved strengths no textbook could ever teach. You carry the ability to overcome, to adapt, to rebuild, and that is a gift in itself. You are not a finished product. You are a masterpiece in progress. There is so much more inside you than you've allowed yourself to explore. Your potential is bigger than your fears, deeper than your insecurities, and stronger than your past. You carry gifts that the world needs, gifts that will unlock doors you haven't even approached yet. Every struggle you've faced, every disappointment, every setback, setback, every sleepless night, every moment where you felt like giving up has been preparing you in ways you didn't recognize at the time. Life doesn't always teach through comfort. Life teaches through pressure, through stretching, through pushing you into places where you must grow in order to survive. And even though those seasons felt heavy, each one was shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. There were moments that broke your routine so they could build your resilience. There were situations that challenged your confidence so they could strengthen your character. There were losses that hurt deeply, not to destroy you, but to strip away what was holding you back so you could step into something bigger. Your struggles have been carving out qualities inside you: endurance, patience, courage, clarity, emotional maturity, qualities you would have never developed by staying in comfort. Think about the times you didn't know how you would make it through, but you did. Think about the moments you had no plan, yet somehow you found a way. Those weren't accidents. Those were training grounds. You were learning persistence. You were learning adaptability. You were learning to trust yourself in the middle of chaos. Every difficulty was preparing you for the opportunities ahead. Opportunities that require the strength you now carry. Struggles refine you the same way fire refines gold, not to destroy it, but to purify. They expose weaknesses so you can grow stronger. They remove what doesn't belong so your true purpose can rise to the surface. They teach you lessons that success never could. You don't come out of hardship the same. You come out sharper, more aware, more grounded. You might not have understood it then, but you will understand it soon. Nothing you endured was wasted. Every struggle played a role. Every challenge built a layer of strength. Every difficult season prepared you for the greatness you're stepping into. There is a strength inside you that you often overlook because you're too focused on the moments where you felt weak. But what you call weakness was actually resilience in disguise. What you call fear was courage that refused to quit. Every time you kept going, even when your heart was breaking, even when your mind was exhausted, even when you felt alone, that was strength. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it shows up as a whisper that says, try again tomorrow. You have endured situations that would have crushed someone else. You have walked through storms you never told anyone about. You carried responsibilities that were heavy, yet you kept moving. You faced internal battles while still showing up for others. That is not ordinary. That is not average, is not weakness. That is proof of the power built into you. Most of the time, you underestimate yourself because you only see your struggles, not the strength it took to overcome them. You remember the nights you cried, but forget the morning you got back up. You remember the fear you felt, but forget the bravery it took to move forward anyway. You remember the break-in, but overlook the rebuilding. You've survived 100% of your hardest days, and that alone is extraordinary. Strength isn't always loud or visible. Sometimes it's hidden in your silence, your self-control, your patience, your endurance. Sometimes it's in the fact that you didn't let the worst moments turn you bitter. Sometimes it's in the way you kept faith alive when you had every reason to give up. Sometimes it's in the way you held on to hope when everything around you felt hopeless. You were built with a foundation that can withstand more than you think. Life didn't break you, it revealed you. Every hardship that tried to weaken you ended up showing you how powerful you truly are. You don't just have strength, you are strength wrapped in human form. You were built with intention, with resilience woven into your very being. You were built stronger than you ever realized. Pain has a strange way of revealing what comfort could never show you. The moments that hurt the most, the moments that broke your heart, the moments that brought you to your knees, those are often the very experiences that awaken your purpose. It's rarely the easy seasons that shape destiny. It's the painful ones, the unexpected ones, the ones that force you to see life differently and dig deeper within yourself. When you go through pain, something inside you shifts, your priorities change, your perspective changes. The things that once mattered seem small, and the things you once ignored suddenly hold meaning. Pain opens your eyes to truths you couldn't see before. It pushes you toward growth, toward healing, toward becoming someone more honest, more grounded, more intentional. Many people discover their purpose only after life has shaken them. Broken relationships teach self-worth. Loss teaches gratitude. Betrayal teaches discernment. Failure teaches persistence. Pain teaches you what you're meant to fight for, what you're meant to protect, and what you're meant to walk away from. Without those experiences, you wouldn't know the strength you carry or the direction you need to follow. Pain has a way of stripping away what doesn't belong, the doubts, the attachments, the illusions, the limiting beliefs. It forces you to face yourself, to confront the things you've been avoiding, to let go of what was never meant for you. And in that breaking, something new begins to form, a clearer sense of identity, a deeper understanding of who you're becoming, a stronger connection to your purpose. Sometimes the very thing that hurts you becomes the thing that helps others heal. Your pain becomes your message. Your wounds become your wisdom. Your recovery becomes your testimony. That's why purpose often hides behind pain, because pain shapes you into someone powerful enough, compassionate enough, and wise enough to fulfill the mission placed inside you. You don't grow just from what feels good. You grow from what forces you to rise. Pain doesn't take your purpose away. It reveals it. The true measure of a person is not seen when everything is going right. It's seen when everything is falling apart. Our challenges have a powerful way of pulling back the layers you present to the world and exposing the strength, character, and courage that live deep within you. When life becomes as difficult, when you're pushed into situations you never imagined, the real you emerges, not the version shaped by comfort, but the version shaped by resilience. Anyone can appear confident when nothing is being tested. Anyone can talk about strength when life is easy. But who you truly are is revealed in the moments where you have no choice but to fight, adapt, or rise. Challenges show you parts of yourself you didn't know existed. They bring out the fighter in you, the thinker in you, the problem solver in you. They awaken qualities that would have stayed dormant if life had remained predictable. Every challenge you've survived has uncovered a new piece of your identity. When you faced heartbreak, you discovered your capacity to heal. When you faced disappointment, you learned persistence. When you faced pressure, you found clarity. When you encountered obstacles, you developed creativity and determination. These tests didn't just happen to you, they happened for you, because without them, you would have never known your own depth. Challenges also reveal your values. They show you what truly matters, what you're willing to fight for, and what you're willing to let go of. They expose the people who stand with you and the ones who disappear. They remove the illusions and show you reality. In that reality, you learn more about your integrity, your loyalty, your boundaries, and your strength. Most importantly, challenges reveal the version of yourself that your comfortable seasons hide, the version that is powerful, resourceful, and unshakable. They show you that you are capable of rising above anything that was meant to stop you. They strip away the doubt and reveal the truth. You have always had what it takes. You don't discover your true self when life is easy. You discover it when life tests you. Challenges don't define you, they reveal you. One of the hardest lessons to understand in life is that just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. We often confuse delay with rejection, thinking that if something is taking too long, it must not be meant for us. But the truth is, timing is as important as the dream itself. Some blessings require preparation, some opportunities require maturity, and some breakthroughs require patience. A delay is not a no, it's a not yet. When life slows down, when progress feels stuck, when doors remain closed longer than you expected, it's easy to feel discouraged. But delays often protect you. They keep you from stepping into situations you're not ready for. They keep you from rushing into rooms that could overwhelm you. They keep you from attaching yourself to opportunities that would have drained you. A delay can be a shield in disguise. Many people don't realize that during the waiting season, something important is happening beneath the surface. You are being shaped, strengthened, and prepared. Your mindset is being developed. Your character is being refined. Your skills are being sharpened. You are learning patience, resilience, discipline, qualities that are essential for the next level of your life. Without the delay, you wouldn't be ready for what's coming. Sometimes the delay isn't about you, it's about the people connected to your purpose. The right person hasn't arrived yet, the right environment isn't prepared, the right opportunity isn't aligned. Timing is a divine puzzle, and every piece has to fit exactly right. If you received everything you wanted the moment you wanted it, you might miss the deeper growth that comes from the waiting. Think about the times in your life when you wanted something badly, but it didn't happen, only to later discover that something far better was waiting for you. Not getting what you wanted right away wasn't rejection, it was redirection. It was life leading you towards something bigger, something more aligned, something truly meant for you. A delay doesn't mean your dream is dead. It means your dream is being prepared. It means you're being protected. It means something better is aligning. Delays are not denials. They are part of the process that leads you exactly where you're supposed to be. There is something powerful woven into your very design, a strength that refuses to let you stay down, a resilience that keeps pushing you forward even when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. You are not created to crumble under pressure. You were not designed to be defeated by life storms. You were made to rise, to stand again, to rebuild yourself piece by piece, even when the world expected you to fall apart. Breaking is easy. Anyone can break. But rising requires courage. Rising requires heart. Rising requires a different kind of strength that cannot be taught, only revealed. And every time life pushed you to the ground, every time you found yourself in situations that seemed impossible to overcome, something inside you refused to give up. That something is proof that you were never meant to stay down. Look back at everything you've survived. You've walked through things you didn't think you'd recover from. You faced moments that made whether you question you had anything left to give. You endured heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, uncertainty, and fear, yet here you are, still standing, still hoping, still moving. That is not weakness. That is not luck. That is who you are at your core. Rising doesn't mean you didn't feel the pain. Rising doesn't mean you weren't afraid. Rising means you chose to stand even when the weight was heavy. Rising means you chose healing over bitterness. Rising means you refused to let your circumstances define you. Rising means you understood that your story wasn't finished, no matter how bad the chapter looked. The world may see your strength now. They don't know the battles you fought in silence. They don't know the nights you wiped your own tears. They don't know the courage it took to get out of bed when everything inside you wanted to quit. Only you know that. And that knowledge should remind you your power. You were made with endurance in your spirit, restoration in your soul, and resilience in your bones. You may bend, but you don't break. You may fall, but you rise. You may struggle, but you overcome. That is your nature. That is your truth. That is your identity. You were made to rise always. Self-doubt is one of the most silent yet powerful forces that can hold you back from becoming who you were meant to be. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It creeps into your mind in quiet moments, telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not ready enough. And the truth is, self-doubt has stolen more dreams, more ideas, more opportunities, and more potential than failure ever has. Failure only stops you once self-doubt stops you before you even start. Most of the battle you fight aren't happening around you. They're happening inside your head. Thoughts that tell you to stay small. Thoughts that convince you that other people can succeed, but somehow you can't. Thoughts that make you downplay your abilities and shrink your dreams so they feel safer. But every time you listen to those thoughts, you're surrendering your future to fear. Self-doubt thrives on past mistakes, reminding you of every time you stumbled while completely forgetting every time you rose. It focuses on your insecurities but ignores your progress. It magnifies your weaknesses but hides your strengths. It tells a one-sided story and you believe it only because you've heard it for so long. But just because a thought has repeated itself doesn't mean it's true. What self-doubt never acknowledges is everything you've survived. It doesn't talk about your resilience. It doesn't mention your growth. It doesn't celebrate your victories. It never highlights the moments you pushed through when you were exhausted or the times you showed strength even while breaking on the inside. It only feeds on your fear, never your courage. You must understand this. Self-doubt is not a reflection of your potential. It's a reaction to your potential. It shows up the strongest when you're closest to something meaningful. It tries to convince you to quit because it knows how powerful you'll become if you keep going. It knows what you're capable of. That's why it fights so hard to make you question yourself. The moment you silence self-doubt is the moment you unlock the next level of your life. The moment you choose to believe in your abilities more than your fear is the moment your life begins to shift. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to feel perfectly prepared. You just need to trust that you are enough because you are. Self-doubt steals from you only when you let it. When you stand tall and remind yourself of who you are and what you've overcome, self-doubt loses its power. You reclaim your voice, your strength, and your future. Every experience you've had, every struggle, every failure, every triumph, every tear, every moment of doubt is part of a story that has the power to inspire someone else. You may think your life is ordinary, that your challenges are too small or too common, or that your victories don't matter. But the truth is, someone somewhere is waiting for your story. Someone is searching for proof that they too can rise above adversity. Your life is a beacon whether you realize it or not. The struggles you've endured, the pain you've felt, and the obstacles you've overcome equip you with wisdom and empathy that can guide others. When you share your journey, you give hope to those who feel hopeless. You show them that they are not alone. That survival is possible, and that strength grows even in the hardest moments. The very battles you thought were meaningless or unfair may become the roadmap for someone else to find courage and faith in themselves. Even the moments that felt like mistakes, the times you failed, lost, or made the wrong choices, carry lessons that others can learn from. Your story, including its imperfections, has value. It demonstrates resilience, perseverance, and the power of never giving up. You may never meet the people whose lives are changed by your journey, but the impact is real and it is lasting. Every time you rise from disappointment, overcome fear, or face uncertainty, you are sending a message that someone needs to hear. You may feel invisible at times, but your story reaches beyond what your eyes can see. Someone will read it, hear it, or witness it, and in that moment, your courage becomes their motivation. Your life becomes proof that struggles are temporary, growth is possible, and dreams can be achieved. Remember, inspiration doesn't always come from perfection. It comes from authenticity. It comes from someone who has faced the dark, navigated the unknown, and continued moving forward despite it all. By living your truth and embracing your journey, you become a living example of what is possible. Your story matters, your life matters. And one day, your journey will give someone else the hope and courage to keep going, even when they feel like giving up. Growth, purpose, and destiny rarely reside in comfort zones. A comfort is safe, predictable, and easy, but it rarely challenges you to reach your full potential. You were created for more than merely coasting through life. You were designed to stretch, to step into the unknown, and to embrace challenges that awaken your true strength and purpose. Your calling is bigger than what feels safe or convenient. The truth is, the things that truly matter, the achievements, the breakthroughs, the moments that define your legacy are never found in ease. They are discovered in effort, in persistence, in courage. Your purpose demands risk, discipline, and a willingness to face uncertainty. Life often requires you to leave behind what's comfortable so that you can step into what's extraordinary. A comfort will ask you to settle. Your calling will ask you to rise. When you stay in comfort, you limit your potential. You may feel safe, but you also remain stagnant. You may feel content, but you also remain ordinary. Your soul was not designed for mediocrity. It was designed for impact, for change, for fulfillment that comes only when you challenge yourself to grow beyond what you thought was possible. The discomfort you feel in pursuit of your purpose is not a sign to stop. It is a sign you're moving in the right direction. Every step outside your comfort zone shapes you. It teaches resilience, patience, and creativity. It develops wisdom, confidence, and character. It forces you to rely on your inner strength and faith. The resistance you feel is often a signal that you are approaching the place where your purpose can fully manifest. Every time you push through fear, uncertainty, or hesitation, you align closer with the mission you were born to fulfill. Your calling is not just about personal gain, it is about the impact you leave behind. It is about the lives you touch, the inspiration you provide, and the change you create. To fulfill that calling, you must be willing to embrace the discomfort of growth, to walk paths others fear to tread, and to rise above the familiar in pursuit of what is truly meaningful. Comfort may feel tempting, but your destiny requires courage. Your calling is bigger than ease. It is bigger than the temporary peace of staying still. It is bigger than the fear that holds you back. You were born for purpose, and that purpose exists outside of comfort. As you stand here today, remember this: everything you've been through, every struggle, every delay, every moment of doubt, every tear, every victory has been leading you to this very moment. You were not born to sit on the sidelines. You were not born to a life of fear, hesitation, or regret. You were created for this. No one else can do what you were designed to do. Your gifts, your story, your resilience, your courage, they are unique. The world is waiting for the impact only you can make. The people who will be inspired by your journey, the opportunities that will open because of your courage, and the purpose you will fulfill. None of it can happen if you shrink, if you hesitate, or if you doubt your own power. Rise, step forward, embrace every challenge as a chance to grow, every setback as a setup for a comeback, and every delay is preparation for your breakthrough. Trust that even when you cannot see the full path, you are equipped to walk it. Stand tall in your truth, walk boldly in your calling, and shine the light that was placed inside you. Because when the world tells you it's too hard, too late, or too impossible, remember this: you were created for this. You are stronger than your fears, wiser than your doubts, and capable of more than you've ever imagined. This is your moment, your time, your purpose. Step into it and let the world witness the greatness you were born to live.